town. It's almost 500 miles. We're going to hit the 500 mile marker today in 15. And yeah, what a beautiful morning. If you look real closely, you can see a guy that just passed me on a motorcycle. I didn't care at all. But not allowed. It was kind of cool. It was a nice little trials bike. But yeah, I guess it's nice to see a different track other than a footprint. Which is funny because I want to create like a bingo card, and that would be one of the boxes, is connect the footprint to the hiker. Somebody out here has a really unique footprint. It's not an Ultra, it's not a Topo, it might be a Brooks or something. That was another brand I saw. But yeah, we're gonna hit 500 mile marker today, which obviously I've only hiked 400, but if anybody's wondering, I started at mile marker 100 because that's where my permit allowed me to start. Whew, man, it's gorgeous. It looks like a scene out of Jurassic Park, almost. So anyways, I'm down to 8 bars to go 30 miles. So, sorry. I have to go, is that right? Yeah, 30 miles to town, which I have a resupply box. There's restaurants and stuff there too, but I have to have these specific Lara bars. They don't really carry them in a lot of trail towns. But there's 2 restaurants and I believe a store at Hikertown. So, really highly anticipated resupply. This was, I believe, 70 miles from Acqua Dolce, and it's 10 miles uphill first thing right off the bat this morning. Yesterday it was cloudy and cold, like cool all day, perfect conditions for hiking. Sun, I don't think the sun came out once. It was just a fog bank just ripping up through that valley. But yeah, 10 uphill, and then what would that be, 20 something down. So it's really weird how consistent that is. You start from a river at the bottom, and this is like set in stone at this point, it seems like. You go up for a day, then you go down for like a day and a half to town. It's super consistent. So on town day, you're always boogieing downhill, trying not to blow your knee out. But yeah, I have 8 bars, so I'm gonna have, 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, 1 for late lunch, and 1 for dinner. And that's probably not how it'll go, but I have 2 meat sticks, about 6 tablespoons of peanut butter, and I have almost 3/4 of a jar of honey. So I found that too much sugar really zaps my energy. You crave it, but unless you're chugging a ton of water with it, it just kind of like bogs you. So it's a nice treat with the honey, but I can't just like chug it, So that's it. That's my 2-day food supply update. I wouldn't consider it to be low, but I also would. I wouldn't mind having 2 Idahoans. I mean, they weigh nothing. They're very caloric. You can get 1,000 calories. Well, I think, what was it? 160 calories per serving. And I think it says there's 4 servings in a bag. So, yeah, 640 or something like that. Per bag. That's pretty good. They do require water. Well, either way, even if you cold soak them, they require water. They always don't require a stove, but It's gonna be a good day. So anyways, we will get the videos uploaded when I get to Hiker Town. I have no cell signal at all. I couldn't even send a text message home last night for the first time on trail. So open my SOS, or turn my SOS beacon on, and I can text with that using satellite. But after so many text messages, it starts to cost money, and I guess I could do that. I'm not that big of a cheapo. I mean, it's like, I think you get like 10 text messages, and then after that it's like 10 cents. But just to say like, good night, I love you, and you know. So anyways, just knocked out like, what, a half a mile maybe? So 20-mile day, back to back. I did 21 yesterday, I think 10 the day before that, but pretty consistent, averaging 17s. We're doing this. My back pain is gone. Just the simplest, stupidest thing. You guys would not believe what that debilitating back problem was from. My hip belt. My hip belt was too loose, thus putting 80% of the weight on my shoulders. So I owe Carrots dinner when we get to town. He goes, yeah, it's supposed to be the other way around. You're supposed to put 80% on your hips. I was like, dude, I'm so stupid. I knew that. Constant stabbing now. Oh man, I was gonna have to get off trail. But anyways, getting long. Yeah, I'll post some photos and stuff like that when I get a chance. All right, love you guys.